The last journey. I was once a young man, full of dreams and love. My wife, Elena, and I loved to travel. We visited mountains, forests, and oceans. We didn't have much money, but we were rich in memories. Every trip brought us closer. One day we wanted something new. We decided to go south, deep into the land we never saw. People said it was hot and empty, but also beautiful. Elena smiled and said, "Let's go before we get old." I agreed with a happy heart. We packed our things, water, food, maps and tools. We had a small tent and a strong car. The weather report said it would be sunny. We planned for 5 days of travel. Everything seemed fine, but the road was long and quiet. We drove for hours without seeing anyone. On the second day, clouds filled the sky. The wind began to blow hard. I thought it would pass, but I was wrong. A big storm came fast. The wind was strong and the rain hit hard. We stopped the car and tried to hold our things, but the storm took many tools and some of our food. The tent flew into the air. Elena looked at me, scared but still calm. I tried to smile, but inside I was worried. We were not near any towns. There was no phone signal. We had to keep going. The storm didn't stop our journey, but it changed everything. The next morning the sky was clear, but our hearts were heavy. We lost many things in the storm. Our map was wet and torn. We had little food and water left. But Elena said, "We can still make it." Her voice gave me hope. We started walking. The car could not move in the sand. The desert was wide and silent. The sun was hot. We walked slowly, step by step. Elena held my hand and smiled, but I saw her face. She was tired. By noon, the sun was burning our skin. Our water was almost gone. We shared one small bottle, just a little each time, I said. Elena nodded and drank a tiny sip. I saved mine for later. She needed it more than I did. At night, the desert was cold. We had no tent, only a blanket. We lay under the stars. I looked at Elena. Her eyes were closed, but she was not sleeping. "Are you okay?" I asked. She whispered, "I'm fine, just tired." The next day we walked again. The ground was dry and hot. My feet hurt, but I didn't stop. Elena was slow now. She didn't speak much. Her steps were small. I carried her bag to help her. She smiled a little, but I saw the pain in her eyes. We needed help, but there was no one. No cars, no people, just sand and sun. I began to worry. What if we didn't make it? I didn't say it out loud, but fear was in my heart. Still, I kept walking. I had to be strong for her. On the third day, things got worse. Elena could not walk far. She fell to the ground many times. Each time I helped her stand up. Her lips were dry. Her hands were cold. I gave her the last drops of water we had. We were deep in the desert now. I could see only sand in every direction. The sun was strong and high. There was no shade. My legs felt heavy and my back hurt. But I kept moving. I had to help Elena reach safety. Elena stopped talking. Her eyes looked far away. She was there, but not really there. I told her stories to keep her mind alive. I talked about our past travels, our first trip, and how she smiled at every sunset. She listened in silence. By evening her steps became slower. She leaned on me, using all her strength. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I shook my head. "Don't say that," I told her. "We will make it. Just hold on a little longer." She tried to smile, but it faded fast. We found a big rock that night. It gave us some cover from the cold wind. I held her close, trying to keep her warm. Her breathing was slow. I looked at the sky and prayed. I asked for one small miracle, just something to help us through. She slept in my arms. I did not sleep. I watched her, afraid to close my eyes. The stars were bright, but I felt so alone. My heart was full of fear. I wanted to cry, but I had no tears left. I just held her and waited for morning. In the morning the sun rose again. It brought light, but not hope. Elena was weak. She could not stand any more. I carried her on my back. Each step was hard. The sand burned my feet, and the sun burned my skin. But I kept going. I saw a small hill in the distance. I told myself, maybe there is help on the other side. I walked for hours. My mouth was dry. My legs shook. Elena did not speak. Her head rested on my shoulder. I talked to her, hoping she heard me. I said, "Do you remember the river in the north? You laughed so much there." I told her about the flowers she picked. I spoke about our first home, the small blue door, the tiny window. She smiled once, but it was weak and small. When I reached the hill, I felt my heart beat fast. I climbed slowly. My back hurt. My eyes were tired. I looked over the top. There was nothing, only more sand, no water, no people, no help. My hope started to die. I sat down. Elena was quiet now. I held her hands. They were cold. I called her name. She did not answer. I called again, louder this time. She did not move. I knew. My heart broke. A sound came from deep inside me, a sound of pain. I lay next to her. I held her close. I looked at the sky again. I said sorry 100 times. I cried like a child. My tears fell on her face. "Forgive me," I said. "I should have checked the weather. I should have waited." But it was too late. I stayed with her until the night came. The sky turned dark, and stars filled the air. The desert was cold now. The wind touched my skin, but I could not feel it. I only felt pain. I only felt her silence. I did not want to leave her there, but I had to move. I had to find help. I marked the place with stones. I kissed her forehead and whispered, "I love you." Then I walked away. Every step felt heavy. My feet dragged in the sand. I talked to her in my head with each step. I said, "I'm walking for you. I'm walking because you would want me to live." I told her about the stars. I told her the moon looked full and bright. I told her how quiet it was. But my heart was not quiet. It was loud with sadness. After a long time I saw lights. Small, soft lights in the far distance. My eyes did not believe it. My legs moved faster. I fell many times, but I got up. I called out, "Help!" My voice was weak, but I kept calling. I had no shame. I just needed someone. A man heard me. He came with water and a warm blanket. He asked, "Where is your wife?" I could not answer. I just looked back at the dark desert. He put his hand on my shoulder. I cried again, but now I was not alone. They took me to a small village. They gave me food and water. My body was safe, but my heart was broken. I sat by the fire that night. I held her scarf in my hand. I closed my eyes and saw her smile, and I cried until sleep took me. Many years have passed. I am an old man now. My hair is white and my hands are weak, but I still remember her. Her smile, her voice, her laugh. She is always in my heart. I built a quiet life near the desert. People ask me why I stay. I say, because love stays here. I sit by the sand and speak to her. I tell her I miss her. I say I am sorry. Now I wait for the day we meet again. I am not scared. I know she is waiting. One day I will walk to her, and this time we will travel together forever.